Hey guys, so welcome back. So today is going to be part 2 of what I like to call my flawless face routine. So the first part, which I will link down below for you guys if you didn't see my last video, was sort of just perfecting your foundation base. So I went through color correction, putting on your foundation, concealing, and then setting everything with a powder. Again, if you are interested in seeing that, I will list that down below. The second part is contouring and highlighting. So I have already established my base. I've done my eye makeup, all that kind of stuff. Now I'm going to go in with my powders and show you guys how I contour, why I put certain products where, the placement of the brush, the placement of the products, all that kind of stuff. We are just going to get into how to contour and highlight on a natural level. I say natural because for 2015, a completely crazy chiseled Kim K contoured face is not on trend. It's not what we're seeing on the runways. It's not what we're seeing in editorials. It's just not the rage anymore. So I'm going to show you how to sort of still get those beautifully sculpted cheekbones without going over the top. So this is something that you'll be able to do more on a daily basis, and it's just going to look much more natural and much more everyday. So if you guys are interested in seeing on how to contour and highlight your face, then just keep watching. Okay, so like I said, I have already done the base of my makeup. I've done my eyebrows, my eye makeup, all that kind of stuff. So we are just going to build on the face and we are going to start contouring. A couple rules for contouring. There is a little trick that I like to use to figure out where the contour should be placed on that cheekbone area. So I sort of take my middle finger, promise I'm not flicking you off, take my middle finger and I take my second knuckle and I put it right on my ear and I stick my finger down. Ideally, your contour is from here back. You don't want to go too much further because that's going to make it look a little bit more dramatic. So you want to stay from right about here and work your way back. That's going to give you the most natural sort of contour. Now when it comes to contour colors, you want to get something that has a little bit more of a cool tone to it. You almost want a hint of gray. When you put that hint of gray in there, it's going to emulate a shadow. The idea of contouring is we are trying to sculpt the face. We are trying to make it look like there's a shadow so your face looks a little bit more chiseled. There are two products that I like to use for this. The first product that I've been using a lot is the Fawn color from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. Another one that I really loved is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. So when it comes to contouring, those are my two favorite ones. Today I'm going to use the Fawn color from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette just because it's kind of been my favorite recently. I like to go in with a really dense, small, round brush. This is the MAC 109 brush. I know Sigma has a brush that's almost exactly like this, but a smaller brush like this really allows you to get right into that contour area, which is what we're trying to do. So, just get a little bit of product on there. I always tap it off really, really well. So we can always add more. So I like to start with a little bit and work my way up. So I'm just sort of placing the brush down right where that spot was, where my finger came down. And then in really light circular motions, I'm working back towards my hairline. All right? So say I'm gonna go with a little bit more product. Like I said, I like to work my way back because then it prevents me from going too close to my mouth. Where if I work down, I'm gonna kind of automatically make that line drift a little bit more. Okay? So now we have established that sort of line on either side. So the next step is we are going to start to take this contour. We're going to sort of work it into our hairline, okay? So the idea is that sort of want your contour to do a 3. It should come right around your hairline, underneath that cheekbone, and then right underneath your chin. Because you don't really want a disconnect. You want to make sure you sort of connect all the lines. So see how the color that I put into my temple is directly connected to the color that I sort of put underneath of my cheekbone. And then this step you want to be very minimal because we don't want a huge line under our chin. But you just take a little bit of product and bring it underneath of the chin. There we go. So the next step is sort of bronzing the skin. So you can leave it like this if you have a little bit more color to your skin and you're good to go. But I like to add just a little bit more warmth. Since this is a little bit more of a cooler brown tone, I like to add a little bit more warmth to my skin just because I'm a little on the fair side. So I go in with the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in the color Medium Deep. I go in with a 129 brush from MAC, and I just sort of go on top of that bronzer color. The contour color ends right here. I sort of start my bronzer halfway up on that color and much more towards the back of the hairline. So see how that just sort of gives my skin a little bit more warmth and helps blend out that contour color. So then you have sort of a gradient flow of like the brown colors. So down here is the much cooler, sort of shaded brown color, and we're moving into a lighter, more warm brown color to bring sort of that sun-kissed look to the face. So that is the extent of sort of the bronzing and contouring step. Just gives your face, like, I mean, just look at my face compared to what it was before. There's much more structure to it. There's much more warmth. So if you don't want to do like all of these steps, you could definitely go in with just a nice warm bronzer and sort of do it in that 3-4. The next thing that we are going to go in with is our blush. I'm going in with Max Margin. It's just my all-time favorite blush. I am just taking this on, oh, I don't even know where this brush is from. It's from the drugstore. Very similar to the 129, so you could absolutely use your 129 brush from MAC as well. And I'm just sort of taking, so when you do blush, I sort of like to tap and get the blush on my skin, and then I sort of take it in smaller circular motions, and again working back towards that hairline. I like to concentrate it right on the apples of the cheek and work my way back. Some people don't like to bring their blush up too far, but I like it to be right on the apples of my cheeks. And again, go in with a little bit and work your way up. It's much harder to take makeup off than to add it. So you can always add more. So go in with a little bit and work your way up. So again, just tapping it on to get it onto the skin, and then using those little circular motions to buff it out. I like to smile to get it right on the apple of my cheek so I know where that apple of my cheek is. Boom, done. Then I just like to take a large stippling brush like this and sort of run over everything to make sure that it is all blended together and there are no harsh lines. And last but not least, we are going to go in with a highlighter. So one of my favorite highlighters, which I actually haven't used too much on my channel, is Becca's highlighter in Opal. This is just a beautiful, nice, like beigey colored highlight. It goes with everything, very similar to MAC's Soft and Gentle. So this is a great one. This is what I'm going to be using today. Another one I've used on my channel is the Hourglass Luminous Light highlighter. This highlighter is absolutely stunning. If you're looking for a little bit more of a natural colored highlighter, I would go for this one. There's not too much sparkle to it, and it genuinely just looks like your face is glowing. There's tons of great highlighters out there, so I highly suggest checking them out. I am going to take Becca's Opal highlighter on my tapered highlighter F35 brush. So this is just a really nice precision brush that can get that highlight precisely on that cheekbone. So this is one you definitely want to go in with a light hand. Highlighting can be a little bit tricky because I think people get a little bit too overboard with it and then they start to have highlight like all the way down under their eyes, and that's not where it's meant to be. So for highlighter, you sort of want to see where that orbital bone ends, and that's really as far as you want to take that highlight. So on my tapered brush, just going to lightly dust that, right? And I sort of do like a C motion. So I take it up a little bit here. And then work my way down. But still not really going past this point. Boom. So I think you can sort of see how my face look compared to this side. Has just that really nice glow, but it's concentrated right here, nowhere else. Then I like to take a little bit, put it right on the bridge of my nose, a little bit over my Cupid's bow, and then I sort of do just like a really light swipe right over my brow. And that is it. I mean, that is the extent of my contour and highlight routine. As you can see, it really gives my face just much more structure, much more warmth, color, and that beautiful highlight to top it off at the end. So the last and final step I do is I just douse my face with a little Urban Decay setting spray. This is going to ensure that your makeup stays in place all day long. It's a definite must. I would highly suggest this step no matter what skin you have. So clearly, I like to douse my face in it. Alright guys, so that is it for this sort of flawless face series. It was a little bit more of an in-depth teaching tutorial, but I loved it. I loved filming it for you guys. If it is something that you like, then leave me a comment down below and let me know what else you would like to learn a little bit more in-depthly. And I would love to film another one of these sort of tutorials for you guys. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. You guys are the best, and I will see you in my next video.